So I'm doing the Know All Things series, and it's really once you once you meditate on it for a little while, you'll get it. Like that car there, or that truck there, or that house. So there's wheels, there's a door, there's a bumper, there's a hitch, there's a mirror. There's many parts to that truck that makes a whole. So the truck is whole if all the parts are connected, right? That house has floor joists, ceiling joists, sheetrock, electrical, plumbing, concrete, roof, whatever. Many parts make a whole, right? That fence has pickets, stuff in the ground, the post, the cross member. Many parts make the whole. Your body has arm, leg, feet, many parts, head, body. Your many parts make the whole. Now, what's in the center of your body? The reproduction organs and the heart reproduce. Now, if you look at that car, that house, or you see copies, many parts make the whole. 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 So all the parts make the whole. And it's repeated. There's no situation where it's not true. The tree has many parts. The leaves, the bark, many parts make the whole. That mailbox has many parts to make the whole. This street, or this traffic street system, has a stop sign, has an intersection, has some pavement. Many parts make the whole. Many parts make the whole. Many parts make the whole. W-H-O-L-E. Whole, complete, healthy, solid, stable. Many parts make the whole. If you're not whole, you're not putting all the parts together. Hello? If you're not whole, you're not putting the parts together. Hello? That train track, many parts to make the train track. This walkway, many bricks, the paint, the boundaries, many parts make the whole. And it's a fractal. So just like the body has many parts to make the whole, this hand has many parts, this different fingers. Within the finger, there's skin, there's water, there's vessels, many parts make the whole. Within the vessels, there's many parts that make the whole, the cells and the unseen stuff that's small. Many parts make the whole. The whole country has a bunch of cities and states. Many parts make the whole. Every nation, every state has many cities, many parts to make the whole. Every business has employees, a manager, many parts make the whole. It's a fractal, repeating hologram. Many parts make the whole. Based on what? Christ and his body, the head and the body. The body follows the head. But the body typifies, in pattern, in copy, the head. Now, if you want to copy the devil, that's your choice. But you're not going to be whole. The Antichrist is not wholeness. If you want to follow the dark side, go ahead. Adam and Eve dropped us down in the dark, but you don't have to stay down there. You can move to the light. You don't have to stay in the dark. You can move to the light. It's a choice. Yeah, it's happening. Night and day is happening every day. You have thoughts that come through your mind. They're negative, but you don't have to dwell on them. Dwell is like well, well. So when you go to a well and you pull up the water, that's your source. So what you dwell on is your source. You don't have to dwell on the negative. You don't have to dwell on the dark. You don't have to dwell on the fear. You don't have to dwell on anything that crosses. Just because it crosses your mind doesn't mean it's true. Dwell on the eternal truths. Many parts make the whole. Christ is the head, the body. God, the head, takes care of the body. The parents take, just like you take care of your children and you're willing to sacrifice and do what it takes to feed your kids, then God and His universe has already provided for you. Is God greater than you? Yeah. Are you a child of God? Yeah. So what's greater? Your intestinal fortitude in 3D to take care of your kids, or God's spiritual being just is, who is a provider, to take care of you? So what are you going to live in? You're going to live in fear because you're trying to do it, or are you going to live in faith knowing that God already did it? It's already finished. My point of showing you all this is the many parts make the whole, but it's the head taking care of the body. So before the foundation of the world, God wrote this script, and it's a 3D script, because when you read the Bible, you read about people in 3D in the Old Testament, and in the New Testament, they were actually walking around down here. So you're walking around down here. You're in a 3D version of the Bible. So the script was written before the foundation of the world. He provided for you. He's going to make a way of escape all the time, because that's what He is every day. He's the head of the body. There's a verse that He won't even have His saints to beg bread. He won't have His saints begging bread. Jesus is the head of the body. When a man loves a woman, he works 2-3 jobs to take care of her. Now, if you're married to a Jezebel and she don't appreciate it, eventually you kick her out, because you realize you married a narcissistic demon, psychopath. This guy here had his signal on. He changed his mind. Look at, he don't know where he's going, is what it is. Know all things. So how do you know all things? It's the same way the Greeks learned and taught. How did the Greeks do it? They studied the whole, they studied the parts, and they went back and studied the whole. Now you can do it this way. You can study the whole, the parts, the whole, the parts, the whole. That's the best way to do it, because you missed something. The way I learn stuff is I go over it like 100 times. I study the whole, the parts, 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 and I just keep studying it until I grasp it and becomes a part of me. And I saturate my mind with so much truth on whatever topic I'm studying that it just becomes a part of me. That's why I'm able to speak fluently without any notes or script or anything while I'm driving, because it just flows out. This is not, none of my messages are written down. I mean, I might take notes as it's teaching me, but I'm just in the flow. I'm just in the flow. Wow. Many parts make the whole, and then when you get the whole complete picture, you can speak on the parts, you can speak on the whole, you can see the whole picture from any perspective.